Alright, well, we got us a 2010 F-150 here, and I'm going to give you a nice listen to what it sounds like when either the plastic guides fail or something inside there has gone wrong. I got about 2 years out of it after putting new timing guides in it and chain and all that, and it's got the cam phasers, of course. This engine here being the one that has the problems in 2010 where they start, and you can see right up there sticker on it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the engine in it is a 4.6. And let me go ahead and start it up here. I just changed the oil. I was hoping it would make a difference, but it's not. But it sounds really bad. So I've parked it back here. I want to go ahead and start tearing apart, tear into it, and see what I can find. But we'll start it up here real quick and go out there and listen to it. Sounds horrible. Sounds like a sewing machine. Hear that? It's actually not as bad as it has been. Anyway, I still get oil pressure. The oil pressure light is off, which has never come on. And I have a pressure gauge here. Let me shut it off. A digital oil pressure gauge, and the sending unit out there failed. After it warms up, it goes from 40 to 60 psi down to 0. So something's happened out there, so I just disconnected it. But the oil light is still hooked up on the vehicle, and I don't really have a problem with that. Let me start it up again. Well, it'll go away after a while, but man, when you first start this thing up, when it's been sitting for 2 or 3 days, man, it just sounds horrible. But anyway, we're going to tear the end of this and see what's bad in there. I don't know if a guide broke or whatever, but I do have the lockout cam phasers in there. So maybe one of those, you know, maybe the bolt loosened up on the cam phaser, but it runs pretty good. So I don't know what's happened. So anyway, I wanted to make a video and get you listen to the sound of it and all that before we tear into it. All right, so it's been about 2 days. It's been so hot. I can only do so much out here in the heat, but we got it starting to come off here now. Got all the bolts out. So we'll have to fry a little bit here. See if we can get it out. Got all the bolts out. Nope, I left one in. This is what the heat will do to you. Alright, so after taking another bolt out on the bottom that I didn't see way down here, now we'll go ahead and try to free this up. And I got the, there it goes. I got the crank sensor kind of unhooked there a little bit. It's going to have to come off with the wire, then I'll disconnect it. But all right, so here we are. Out it comes. We'll look at it here in a second. Here's the crank sensor. We'll push this out of the way, and there are our chains. Alright, so let me set you up here, and I don't see anything wrong. So why was it making so much noise? Everything looks alright. That's in. I wonder if one of these cam phasers spun around. So what we'll have to do is take all this out, this Tom and chain mess, and take this cam phaser gear off. Eventually take this one off over here. But the guides look good. For some reason. Wow. Alright, well, unless the oil pump is getting bad, but that doesn't make sense because that's a new Mellon oil pump. Let's see, that one's tight. That guy there, it's tight, the chain's tight. So, then again, it could be one of these guys here that could have cracked, split. I'll have to take these off here, but if I can figure out what's going on, I'll come back and show you guys. But first thing I'm going to do is take these tensioners off and see if maybe one of them got cracked or something. It's definitely an oil issue or something here. Alright, so at least you know how to get this off. There it is. And let me take this out here. We'll look at it real quick. And I don't see much really wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong with this. Sensors are good. That sensor's good. And all that. So. Alright, well. I don't know. Alright, well, if I find the calls, we'll come back here and check it out. But at least the guides are in good shape. Nothing's broken like I thought it was. Alright, up on farther inspection, I did find why oil pressure was dropping when it warmed up to almost zero on the gauge, but the crank and the bearings on the bottom had no problem getting oil. It's up here, it's a problem. This is why I've got these cam phasers in the lockout mode. But anyway, you see these old gaskets on here? This will be my issue. They look good from, you know, when you look straight down, but if you look sideways, they are completely smashed in, they're flat. Oil is leaking by these and all that. Now, they do make some tensioners that have they're metal, and they have a silver backing plate, and they're flush, and they don't have this gasket problem. So I'm going to have to get a couple and put on here. That should take care of my problem, but that is definitely what's going on. Everything else checks out. That cam gear is right where it should be. The bolt did not turn or anything. Sometimes that this turns a little bit on this cam. That shear pin will get sheared a little bit on the back side of this, and that'll cause you all kind of problems. So you got to take this nut out and slide this cam off, and look at this cam behind here on this gear and make sure it's not sheared. But that's the only issue I have. So I guess I'll go ahead and buy some of these steel ones, put in here, and that should take care of my problem. Matter of fact, the other 4.6 I just overhauled and put in new timing gear and everything. It had the silver, the metal ones with the silver backing plate, and it runs amazing. It sounds so good, but I figured it was somewhere. But that's the issue right there. So we'll come back here a little bit later. I'll see if I can find some new ones and show you guys what they look like. Don't even think about installing these. If you see these for sale on eBay, just run. Don't go near them, because these will cause you problems in about 30,000 miles. These gaskets just don't hold up, and I can probably just dig that out there with my finger. See that? It's so brittle. Alright, so that is that. So hopefully some good days ahead for the 4.6, the 3 valve. Alright, so at this point we got it all tore down. As far as I'm going to go, I've decided to go ahead and just see if I can find 2 OEM heads, and if I can, I will go ahead and just replace the heads on this, because there's no point in putting all this stuff back on and tearing it down again. So this is probably going to be another $1,000, but it'll be well worth it. This truck is valued at about $9 grand, and no more than I have in it. It's a dang good deal. But what did come in the mail today that kind of is holding me up a little bit are these things right here. Check it out. These here have a backing plate on them, these tensioners. You can see this back here, little metal plates. They do not have this stupid gasket like these do. These are nothing but trouble. If you see these on a vehicle, throw them away. So do yourself a favor. You will thank me a couple years later. You won't be running into the problem I'm running into, losing oil pressure and all that. So, and here are the guides and all that. pretty much like what I had on the truck and everything. Now you gotta be careful with these guides. Some are black and some are yellow and some are kind of green, but the green ones match up with these, so you gotta be careful. They are a little bit different on some of these vehicles. You gotta go by the engine code on the VIN number. So everything's here. The thing that's going to hold me up now is trying to figure out how to get a couple of brand new OEM heads for this thing. I'm not going to put something used on there because if you don't have really good oil pressure coming up here, or these cams get kind of ground down into the heads and start making grooves, you're going to lose oil pressure up here. You're going to have nothing but problems right here with these guys. So just be aware of that. So basically, in a nutshell, that's the video, and maybe I'll come back here, I don't know, in a few months as I'm putting all this back together and all that. So yeah, if you see these things here, run as fast as you can, and don't even bother with them. Get the good ones here, the steel backing plates. You'll never have to worry about pressure loss. So having said that, guys, thanks for watching, and until my next video, I will see you later.